Before you walk in that model home, there are some things you need to know about buying new construction in the Mount Dora area, especially if you're relocating, so let's talk about it. I'm Riley, your Mount Dora realtor. I release videos each week about life and real estate here, so whether you're moving in 3 weeks or 3 months, book a call with me in the description box below and let's talk about your move, but let's get right to it. As I'm recording this in October of 2025, I've sold about $2.5 million just in new construction in the Mount Dora area this year alone. So I know what you're up against when you're walking into those new build homes. And I want to answer some of your questions today, but also warn you about a few things before you start your new build home search. So first thing, you do need a realtor. This is the most misunderstood part about buying new construction that I see here in the area. The person sitting in the model home works for the builder. Their job is to protect the builder's bottom line. My job is to protect yours. Something to remember is that a full-time realtor may close, 3, 4, 5 new construction homes in a year, but these sales reps do that in 1 week. So you want someone on your side who has your best interest at heart. It doesn't cost you anything to have your own representation. The builder almost always pays my commission, but having someone on your side can save you a lot of stress, a lot of money, and a lot of mistakes. I am there to not only help you read the fine print in those contracts, but also to help you compare builders and make sure you're not missing out on details that could cost you thousands of dollars later. Something to know is that if you walk into a model and sign in on the guest card in the community, you are automatically registered with the builder's rep at that point, which means you're likely going to lose out on your right to outside representation. So even if you're just browsing, make sure to get in touch with me or at least list my contact info on that card from day one. And then once we're under contract, I am going to handle everything from scheduling inspections to walkthroughs and helping you review addendums or incentives so you always know exactly what you're signing. Number 2, each builder is different. You are going to see a lot of builder names around the Mount Dora, Eustis, into various areas. Everything from Ashton Woods to D.R. Horton, Miranda Homes, KB Homes, Stanley Martin, and many, many more. But the way each builder operates is completely different. For example, with KB Homes, you're basically buying the dirt first. The base price they advertise is just the starting point. It doesn't include the lot or structural options or any design upgrades. So once you add those in, that final price could easily be 10 to 25% higher. Other builders like Ashton Woods use design curated packages. So what you see in the model is often a little bit closer to what you actually get, but you have your pick of the lot when it comes to finishes. And then you have builders like Stanley Martin who are spec builders, which means what you see is exactly what you get, including the standard finishes and appliances. Now, every builder has their own structure, their own upgrade process, and their own timelines, and that's why having someone who knows the local construction scene really matters. When you and I have our first conversation, I'm going to ask you what's most important to you in a community. Maybe you already have a few builders in mind, or maybe you're just looking. But either way, I'm going to help you narrow it down and show you the ones that truly fit your lifestyle and your priorities best. Number 3, know your real costs. Now, when you see a sign that says homes from the 400s, that is really only going to be part of the story because things like builder incentives and fees and taxes all play a huge role in what a home actually costs you. So let's start with incentives, since that is what usually catches everyone's eye first. You are going to see banners that say up to $50,000 in incentives or we'll cover your closing costs. But what they don't necessarily tell you is how that money is applied. Some builders use it to buy down your interest rate. Others apply it towards upgrades or towards closing costs. And it's almost always tied to using that builder's preferred lender. So, for example, I recently worked with a builder that's offering $100,000 in incentives, but it's not necessarily a $100,000 discount. Part went to reducing the purchase price, part went towards reducing the purchase price, part towards buying down the interest rate, and another part towards covering closing costs. And my buyers did have to use the preferred lender there. On the other hand, I helped another client buy a home with Taylor Morrison, and I gave him 2 options. Option 1, take $20,000 towards closing costs with a higher purchase price and use their preferred lender, or take a lower purchase price and use any lender. He ended up taking option B and using his own lender and avoiding their closing costs because we were able to work in other down payment assistance for him as a first-time buyer those are specifically local to Florida first-time buyers, and you can't necessarily layer those on top of a new build incentive. So these are all things I want you to know up front so you're aware of all of your options when it comes to incentives. Now, outside of incentives, you'll also want to look at things like monthly and annual costs that associate with the community. So your HOA fees can range anywhere from about $75 a month to up to $300 or even more for communities with pools, gyms, or gated entrances. Some of those do include lawn care or internet or cable, while others don't. And all those differences can really add up quickly. So we'll always want to ask for a full breakdown when we first visit that community. Then there's a CDD fee. That is a special assessment that's added to your property taxes to pay for the infrastructure of a new community. And not everyone has one, but if it does, it usually adds up to anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 a year. And again, that is added with your annual tax bill. Number 4, your timelines are going to change. If a builder says 60 days, safer to plan for 90. If they say 6 months, maybe safer to plan for 8. Weather, permits, and materials all play a part, and things rarely go exactly as scheduled, especially if you are building a home from the dirt. Now, if you're opting for a quick move-in home, your timelines are going to be a little closer to schedule, but it's always important to ask when you're narrowing in on a specific property how permits and certificates of occupancy are moving along so that you're aware of any potential delays before they arise. When your home's under construction, I will check in regularly, send photos and videos, and attend walkthroughs if you can't be there in person. The builders do a fairly decent job of managing their processes, but they're juggling dozens of homes at once. So having someone local to keep eyes on your specific property makes a really big difference. It's totally normal for things to shift and for timelines to change, but the key is having the right expectations and communication so you can plan without the stress. And last but not least, if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Even though your home is brand new, it still needs to be inspected by an outside inspector. I recommend doing 2 independent inspections, one at the drywall stage if you are building from scratch, and then another a few weeks before closing to ensure everything is up to code and your appliances are working. At that drywall inspection, the inspector can check things you are never going to see again once those walls are closed up. So your wiring, insulation, plumbing, etc. And then at your final inspection, they're going to test outlets, doors, windows, drainage, and make sure everything is functioning properly. I have a few really fantastic local inspectors that I'll send your way once the time is right. These inspections tend to be anywhere from about $400 to $600, and you only need a basic new construction home inspection. You don't need a 4-point or a wind mitigation inspection unless your insurer says otherwise. Most builders are pretty decent about addressing legitimate issues, but they need those items documented before closing. So spending a few $100 on an independent inspection is one of the smartest decisions you can make. It's going to make sure you protect your investment and give you peace of mind that your home was built correctly from the start. So I know that was a lot of information, and buying a home, whether you're building from scratch or just buying something new, can be a huge learning curve. So I would love to work with you and be your advocate during this time. You can book a call with me in the description box below, or just give me a call, send me a text. Let's put some time on the calendar this week to talk about your plans to move to the Central Florida area. If you're still browsing communities, be sure to check out my new construction playlist here and reach out to me with any questions. I'm happy to answer. I love visiting new construction communities, so even if you have a question about one that I haven't toured yet, send it my way. I'd love to go take a look for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.